morning, everyone. I hope you guys all had a really great Christmas time. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I've worked really hard on this one, or if you're new, my name is Lily and I am a personal trainer, and this is mostly a fitness, balanced lifestyle kind of channel. So like the title says, what these videos are going to be about is pretty much why you're not achieving your resolution, and then how to make sure you do achieve them, and then a little bit of an example of my goals specifically. So this video is going to be separated in three parts. Part one of this little series. So what we're talking about today is why you might not be achieving certain goals that you have throughout the year, or achieving your New Year's resolution, or by February it just hasn't worked out. So that's what the first video is going to be about, the part one of this little series. So we're going to get started with a trend. I think it's a trend. I think I could call it a trend. Is the big one, and I'm sure you've all heard of it, is finding your why. Okay, so I'm all for this. Yes, find your why you're doing something, but the way that I see it is a little different. So people always talk about, to be successful with your goals, you have to have a very deep why. When somebody asks you like, why do you want to do this, and you answer it, they're always like, well, why? And then you say something, and then they're like, why? And they always kind of push you to try and find that deeper why, which is like, it's fair, but if you just can't figure it out, and you're just like, and it's discouraging, like, just stop it there. Just stop it. Because like for so long I was stressing about it. I was telling myself, I'm like, well, I can't achieve this because my why isn't deep enough. Or I won't be able to achieve it because my why is not deep enough, so why even try and start? But it's not always that easy. I can have my why, and it's just like the reason why I can't achieve a certain thing is because like there's barriers in front of me. Like I have school, I have work, there's priorities that like no matter what I have to do, because like this one goal is uncertain. Like let's talk about the goal of like YouTube. Like my goals with it, it's like 100% like would love to just do that, but I have to go to school because what if? So that's a barrier. So pretty much what I'm trying to say in a weird way is that don't ever think that your why isn't big enough, and if somebody tells you that, just kind of like push them away. Hopefully nobody ever tells you that, but just don't, if it's stressing you out more than anything, back up, start. That's what I'm saying, like don't overthink. That sometimes we overthink our why, and then it just causes us to not actually work towards a goal, and then it discourages us because we always like don't think we have a good enough why. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it's not too confusing and I haven't lost all of you, but anyways, we're gonna end it there. We're gonna end that part there and move on to the next. So another reason why you might not be achieving your goals or your New Year's resolution is because your goals, resolutions are too vague. There's no way of measuring if you've achieved it or not. They're not specific enough. And I'm going to be talking a lot more on how to create a goal in the part 2 of this video. I just want to explain to you like why this might not be working if it's too vague. The biggest thing that I've found personally through other people is that when your goal is specific, you can prove it to yourself, right? If your goal is, let's say, to be able to lift a certain amount of weight, you'll know you reached that goal when you've lifted that weight. But how are you supposed to know when you've reached the healthiest version of yourself if there's nothing you can measure, right? And for me, this is what's been that I've been struggling with a lot, and I see a lot of other people struggle with, is that they say like, I want to be the healthiest version of myself, and it's like, okay, sure, what is that definition to you? So my definition of my healthiest self right now is not the same that I had 2 years ago, and it's not the same that I'm going to have in 2 years from now. So I find that if that's your goal to be, that if it's too vague, that in 3 months from now, you might never feel like you're achieving that goal, because in 3 months you might have something else you want to work on, you know? So that's kind of like a reason why your goal, you want to make sure your goals aren't too vague. And more specific, so you can prove it to yourself. I'll explain a little bit more further details on how to figure that out in the next video, part 2. The next thing that you want to consider when you're trying to think about goals is, a lot of times what happens is that your goals aren't orientated towards your stage of change, pretty much, that I would say. Depending on where you are on that goal journey, you should be setting your, I say goals like crazy amount of times today, but your resolution is on your resolutions journey, let's just call it that, you should be setting your goals a certain way. So if you're brand new to let's say fitness, and then your goal is to be able to go work out 3 days, 4 days a week and lift a certain amount, and it's like, okay, back it up a little bit. If you just started this goal, if you haven't gone to the gym, your first goal should be to get a membership and think about workouts or plan days that you can go work out. Those should be your goals. It shouldn't be work out 4 times a day. You don't know if you can. So that's what I mean when, depending on where you are, you should be setting up different goals. And that I find happens a lot because of social media and all that. Your goals are always orientated not towards yourself, but towards other people. Think about what you want to achieve and figure out where you're at in that journey of yours, or where, if you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Okay, so I really hope this video isn't like 10 minutes long. It might be, because I feel like I talk a lot, but that is kind of the end of what I have to tell you. So I'm going to summarize it a little bit. We spoke about finding your why, so don't over stress about it. Number 2 is your goals are too vague. So I want you to just dissect your goals. Dissect them. Just dissect your idea. Go as small as you can, as specific as you can. And next is the third thing we talked about is your goals are not orientated towards you. Okay? So really concentrate on not making that mistake. Find your own goal. Okay? So that is what we talked about today. So I was thinking, I'm like, since there's 3 parts to this video, I'm gonna give you a little homework that you don't have to do, but I would suggest to do it. It will help you throughout the series. I want you to write down your why. Don't overthink it, whether it's a good why, it's a bad why, it's an unhealthy why, it's not sustainable, or it's a great why, or it's super deep why. Write it down. And then also just write down all your goals you have. Do that. Number 2, I want you to think about and be real with yourself. Where you are in your journey. What stage are you? Are you at the beginning? Are you in between? Are you intermediate? Are you in between advanced and intermediate? Are you advanced? Like, where are you? Just sit down, take a minute, do that, and just like think it through. Okay, cool. All right, part 2 will be posted shortly after. I don't know if it's gonna be the next day. So tomorrow's part 2. I'm going to chat to you about how to properly set up your goals for them to be the most efficient and the most highest chance of being successful this year. So that's what we're gonna do in the next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. I really do hope you've enjoyed this. I really hope it wasn't too much and it didn't sound too negative. For the first video, I was like, oh, that's kind of iffy, but whatever. Hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like it. And if you want to see the rest of the series, if you want to see more videos, definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would definitely help me out a lot. And I will know if you guys enjoy these type of videos. But yes, I will see you shortly in the next video. Bye.